Welcome back to the Ed Show, and thanks for watching tonight. Moments ago on his show, Bill O'Reilly made disparaging comments about Sandra Fluke. Here they are.
So let me get this straight, Ms. Fluke, and I'm asking this with all due respect. I am. You want me to give you my hard-earned money so you can have sex. So why then won't the government pay for my activities? For example, I played college football. The government should have bought my equipment, my helmet, shoulder pads, cleats, because if I don't have those things on the field, I might get hurt. Surely the taxpayer should have ponied up for my football activities.
Actually, Bill, you played football without a helmet. Let's bring back MSNBC contributor Crystal Ball and MSNBC political analyst Karen Finney. What is it about Rush Limbaugh and now Bill O'Reilly that don't understand women's health care? Crystal?
I mean, that's the question, because the fact of the matter is over 1 million women use birth control for purely medical purposes, nothing to do with contraception. And in fact, if he had bothered to listen to Sandra's testimony, you would know that what she was talking about was a friend who had to lose an ovary because she could not afford birth control and her insurance would not cover it. That's what this is about. And the other piece of this I'll throw in as well. Even if this was just about contraception, Bill O'Reilly and all these right-wing guys, they're pro-life. They're against abortions, as we all are. Guess what the best way to prevent an abortion is? It's to have access to contraception.
Karen Finney, your response to Bill O'Reilly. The president today, of course, called Sandra Fluke, and that took the story to a whole new level. But now O'Reilly seems to be defending and siding with Rush Limbaugh tonight.
Well, of course he is. I mean, again, these guys are cowards. And what do cowards do when their power is challenged? They stick together. And I think it's important that we remember, I mean, they're trying to reduce Sandra and this story to, this is about sexual activity and sexual habits, when it's not. Just in the same way that this contraception and the accommodation the president made is not about religious freedom. It is about protecting the rights of the individual. And the larger message here is the Republican Party is standing with the Vatican and protecting the institution. What the president is trying to stand up for, what we're talking about, is protecting the rights of the individual, of every individual, the woman who would be affected by this, just as we're talking about Sandra as a person, not as some kind of sex object.
Right. And if I could make a political point here, too, remember what precipitated the Year of the Woman back in 1992. It was the Clarence Thomas Senate confirmation hearings, the grilling of Anita Hill, and that visual of the all-male Senate hearing. And now we have a similar dynamic, the all-male contraception hearing, and now these comments from Rush Limbaugh. We could have a similar dynamic play on at the ballot box here this November.
But O'Reilly, this is what gets me about O'Reilly. I thought he was for sure smarter than Limbaugh. Maybe not.
No, come on, Ed. But
Karen,
I mean, one thing to Crystal's point, but politically, just to Crystal's point, we do have a record number of great women candidates running this time. Remember that more women than men vote, and I promised you this, Ed, we will remember all of this, and we Democrats will use this and remind American women who is on their side.
So you think women are going to remember Mitt Romney saying it's not the language that he would have used? They'll remember that Rick Santorum just said it was absurd and then kind of hinted that it was all about entertainment. And that, of course, the slow response from the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, after a letter was sent to him by other congressional members asking for them to condemn it. Actually, no one in the Republican Party has fully condemned what Limbaugh has done, and now you've got Bill O'Reilly giving him cover. But I want to go back to this point they keep making, Karen, about how Bill O'Reilly thinks that his tax dollars are going to pay for her sex. Address that.
I mean, that's just so ludicrous. Again, that is trying to demean her and bring this down to some kind of, this is about a sex act, which it has absolutely nothing to do with. This has to do with our values as a country. We say that we believe that people deserve access to basic health care. Contraception is part of basic health care. That's what this is about. And that's why, though, Ed, it is so important that we are out there and we talk about this stuff. And we don't just talk. It's important to go after Limbaugh, and it's important to call out Bill O'Reilly. But it's even more important that we make it very clear that what they're trying to make it about, a sex act, is not what this is about. This is about basic health care for women.
Yep, and this is slut shaming. Plain and simple. Same as what they did to Anita Hill. Same as what they did to the women who came out and accused Herman Cain. Same as what they did to Congresswoman Janice Hahn when they ran these despicable ads against her in California. It's the same thing that we've seen time and time again.